Let's dive in, though, to the Chargers situation. Mike Williams suffers a torn ACL off a humongous day, 130 yards, touchdown, looking like such a great fit in this explosive Kellen Moore attack. 32% of their plays, or their drives rather, have ended in touchdowns. The Miami Dolphins are the first team with 47% of their drives ending in touchdowns, which is just a historic rate. But right behind them are the Chargers right now at 31%. And that is because this Kellen Moore attack is absolutely killing it. So pour one out for Mike Williams. He was such a great fit, but it also does leave behind a significantly valuable role for someone to inherit. Now, who's it going to be, though? Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnston? We got to figure out. We got to sift through it. I do side with Josh Palmer in probably 80% of situations here. Definitely comes with the most immediate floor and production. If you lost Mike Williams, you need someone to jump right into your lineup, or you want some bye week support with the buys looming in week 5, I think you got to look to Josh Palmer first. He's worked ahead of Johnston all season. After the Williams injury, he went in and ran 100% of the routes. Johnston, meanwhile, was limited to just 25%, even with Mike Williams removed. And that was only a handful of drives. Wasn't a huge sample size, so can't overreact, and they'll definitely be scheming more Quentin Johnston in these practices, getting him ready to pick it up. But we have seen Palmer before with no Mike Willie, and it's been actually pretty solid in lesser overall attacks. In 5 career games without Mike Willie, he's had a pace here, Josh Palmer, for 143 targets. I mean, that would be top 15 to even top 10 usage in any given year. He also was on pace for 95 receptions and 1,051 yards, in addition to 3 touchdowns. Now, 3 touchdowns look a little sketchy, but that did all average out to 13 fantasy points per game. That'd be right around the top 30 wide receivers, certainly this season and really any given season. I think those touchdowns could be in line for a spike, given this is now the more explosive Kellen Moore offense. The fact that, again, he was the every snap player so far. All the training camp reports consistently from the beats praising Josh Palmer as that guy in camp. So I think he's going to step in and immediately see the biggest workload boost. If you need the floor, you need the immediate production, I think that's the guy you target. And like I said, even the ceiling, I know everyone's going to say Quentin Johnston, the bigger at rookie, more of a Mike Williams size speed combo, higher ceiling player for sure. And yeah, as the unknown, we've seen Palmer, and he's never truly just lifted off into top 20 wide receivers. But again, top 30 stats in any games that Mike Williams hasn't played, that's nice. That's safe. And that's something you can rely on if you just lost Mike Williams here. Now, I will admit, Quentin Johnston, he is the higher ceiling play. And I know that's going to be the common narrative. You want floor, go Palmer. If you want ceiling and you don't need somebody right now, go Quentin Johnston. And I agree to that to an extent, because Johnston in college, man, he had some extremely impressive totals and analytics. So dangerous after the catch. In fact, one of the most dangerous yak guys in the last decade we've seen, which you don't typically think of for a big 6'3" size speed combo. They might be more of a jump ball, deep ball artist. No, this is a yak machine. He was the best in career missed tackles forced per reception among 511 qualifying Power 5 receivers since 2014, and 18th best in career yards after the catch per reception as well. You also look at, wow, he just shouldered this TCU passing attack over the last 3 years. TCU with him in the lineup averaged 247 passing yards per game when he played. That was 31 games, but only 171 passing yards in the 6 games that he missed. Essentially 42% better with Quentin Johnston on the field. And I got these stats from Scott Barrett, one of the best rookie analysts out there in the game. In his article of the pre-draft rookie wide receivers, he had Quentin Johnston ranked 3rd as he cited some of these stats. When he's been in here so far at the NFL level, he's been used 21% targets per route run. That's 3rd on the team right now behind the 2 big guns. So we've seen him try to get worked in, try to get usage there, but he just really hasn't ultimately panned out huge. And the other thing you got to think about with Quentin Johnston, despite having that size, a lot of people, he's the immediate fill-in for Mike Williams. Yeah, he looks like Mike Williams in terms of the size and the speed, but he's a pretty weak contested ball catcher at the college level. He didn't really get separation much either, and that's not a great combo when you're not good at making those tough grabs and you're not great at separating. Only 3 red zone touchdowns across his 3 college seasons. Tank Dell, for comparison, we were talking about earlier, had 26 red zone TDs in that same span. That's just because he wasn't Quentin Johnston. You'd think he'd be a red zone terror, but no. More of a chain mover, great after the catch, could definitely carve out an intriguing role. Remember, Brandon Staley said it when we scouted that TCU state championship, college championship game, that he was the best player on the field. And that was tons of Georgia's talent. He still thought Quentin Johnston popped the most out. Who knows if we should really respect Brandon Staley's opinion at this point, considering he's one of the bigger bozo head coaches in the NFL. But regardless, there's certainly talent here. He's the exciting unknown rookie that we don't know yet. And if you don't need that Josh Palmer production, because when you get him, you're probably going to get like a top 35 guy, right around 30 to wide receiver 35 any given week. We've seen the ceiling. I think it could be a little bit higher in the Kellen Moore attack. And he's the guy I would prioritize in 80% of situations, like I said. But if you're really good at wide receiver, you do not need any production right now. You just want the highest upside play. Quentin Johnston does carry a bit more long tail upside and could have that rest of season value really develop as the year goes. But I still think Palmer's going to be useful from here on out, has that stable floor and a similar ceiling to Quentin Johnston, even if it's not quite as high. So I really would prioritize him. I think both guys worth about 20, 25% of your FAAB at minimum, just because it is such an explosive attack. Like I said, 31% of their drives right now, number 2 in the NFL, ending in touchdowns. You want to be any piece of this into your fantasy portfolio. And I think both these guys make critical ads, both top 5 ads on the waiver wire. Again, prioritizing Palmer myself, going for that floor, that safety, similar ceiling, but a little bit of a higher upside stash with Quentin Johnston if you want to go that route. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.